Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I do so many readings. I think I've done one for you before, but I'm going to go through my spiel anyway. It's kind of how it works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. They don't waste their energy. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. It's not an exact science. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. She won't give me all the details. She'll give me just enough. She's telling me to stop babbling. She'll tell me just enough so you should know what she's referring to. I get bitched at by them all the time, bossing me around. And sometimes they tell me to clean my desk up. I get it from both sides, here and there. Anyway, we're going to talk to Mom. Mom's bossing me around. Was Mom a little bossy? Oh, she's standing there. She's doing the look at me. I don't need to piss them off. Anyway, I feel like I need to tap my finger on the table. I don't do that. So I'm tapping my finger, clicking on the table. So I don't know if maybe she tapped on things. I know you can't see that low. I don't know if she tapped on things, you tap on things. I'm not sure what she's trying to validate with that. But I got these fingernails, so I can hear it clicking. So you should hear some clicking. Little tapping, clicking. So when you hear that, know that that is her. Validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want more signs. It is totally up to you. I'm in charge. She says, I'm in charge. Yep, it is your show. Let's go, Mama. Don't I look pretty? And she's kind of swirling around. She looks young. She looks very slim. She has a dress on that kind of, and she's spinning around, going, don't I look pretty? Don't I look pretty? And the skirt, kind of comes out like this, as she's turning with the breeze of her turning. Don't I look pretty? I can look as pretty as I want to now. I feel pretty. I don't feel ugly. I feel pretty. I don't feel sick. I feel pretty. I'm just pretty. And so are you, my dear. She's talking to you. Now I see where she's going with this. Because, see, once we get there, we don't have these bodies anymore, so we can look as pretty as we want to. We can look young, we can look old. They usually come through in a way that you will recognize them. One time my Bob came through and he was all dressed, duded up in nice clothes and stuff, and my friend kept saying, you know this person? And no, I don't. She said, it's Bob. And I go, he never dresses like that. I would have never said that was him. This is the way she feels. But the point she wants to get across is, okay, she's showing her body like before she left, and she's telling you that no matter what you look like, of course, I have no clue what you look like. No matter what you look like on the outside, you need to feel like that pretty young girl on the inside that she's showing me. The slim, the pretty, I feel pretty. You need to feel that on the inside. It doesn't matter what the outside looks at, because that's not the true you. That's just your shell. I call this our little vehicle. Our soul runs around this vehicle down here on earth. This is what we run, our little car that we run around here on earth. It's not really us. Inside is really us. So the pretty needs to be here, and the pretty needs to be in your heart, and the pretty needs to be in your soul. That's what Mom wants you to hear. She said, imagine yourself just like she is right now. Imagine yourself just as pretty as you want to be, and don't go, say it again, and don't go, ugh, I'll never look that pretty, or I can't do that, or I'm ugly, I can't do that. Know that you can be that here in your head. You could have scars, you could have burns, you could have anything on your outer body that maybe aren't so pretty, but it's what's up here. Are you pretty? Are you pretty inside? Is your soul pretty? Are your thoughts pretty? Is your, what comes out of you to other people, is it pretty? You need to believe that you are pretty. She keeps saying that. So maybe you might be beautiful, but I know even beautiful people, and they go for plastic surgery, and they just keep doing it because they can't see that it's not the pretty on their face, their skin. It's the pretty inside that you have to find, and doing it on the outside doesn't make you pretty. Because even some of those beautiful women, they still don't feel pretty. She's really stressing this. You are a beautiful soul, she says. You have to start believing that. She's over here poking me on the shoulder. She says, "You too, Rhonda." See, I get griped at by him. I know what she's referring to with me. I get it. She says it doesn't matter what the other people see when they see you, what they see when they see you, because their opinion is none of your business. It's what you feel inside, what you think of yourself inside, how you treat yourself up here. I think we beat ourselves up more than anybody else can. Sometimes we get a lot of help from the others. I asked her about Stephen, and she went, eh. That's all she said was, eh. Was anybody ever good enough for her baby? So that's the feeling I'm getting from her. Probably, if you had the richest, most gorgeous man in the world, she would probably still go, eh, not good enough for my baby. So don't take that as a really bad thing. She's doing this to me again. She's doing it to me, not you. I call them as I see them, Mama. Sorry. She says she can do better, but I always think she can do better because she deserves the best. And she's getting real soft when she's saying this. She deserves the best. She is the best. She's wonderful. She's gorgeous. And she doesn't give herself enough credit where credit is due. And she showed me you laying on a couch, but it's more like you're doing what I do sometimes. You curl up on the couch with your blanket, and you just kind of want to hide. You just kind of want to just I don't want to say you're doing a poor me, but just like make the world go away, make it stop hurting. Um, Sometimes we just need that time to do that. As long as you don't stay there. They make my head itch like I have head lice. When they get real close, my head starts itching. It's their energy. I want to see you the happiest you can happiest be. And she starts singing the song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Like, little kids sing. Maybe you guys used to sing that. Maybe you just sung that to somebody. Maybe you just heard that song or saw somebody on TV doing it or something. She says, okay, when you're in a moment of real, true happiness, she wants you to hear that song in your head and she wants you to clap your hands a couple times. She's, wow, it's even raising my energy. She's raising my energy. It'll help raise your energy up even more. And the more you do it, the more it's going to raise your vibes. That's pretty cool. So I'm always by your side. There's something that you smell, and it'll probably be just a little whiff of like a hair product of some kind, or maybe some lotion that she wore, something that she put on or sprayed on. You get that little whiff. You could be in the store, you can be in your car, you can be outside in your house. Doesn't matter where you're at. You get that little whiff of something that makes you think of her. Know that that's her letting you know that she's there. So validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want them. That's your free will choice. Okay, so before we started, a lot of times they'll ask me, these are my release cards. It's something you need to let go of. So a lot of times I shuffle until they tell me to stop. They pick the card out. So she picked the card, surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. She says, no arguing. She said, sometimes the battle's not worth the fight. She says, sometimes you just step back and you just sit back and you go like this and you go, okay, okay, whatever you think, okay, it's not worth it, okay, I'm not gonna hassle with it, okay, just go ahead, okay. Tell Dad I love him. He knows that I'm there, but he probably won't acknowledge it to anybody. He knows that I'm there. I don't know how old your dad is, but it is usually harder for men, especially older men. I've had a man came through one time and he looked at me and goes, you can see me? It's hard for them to acknowledge because they don't. Back then we were taught you can't do this. You can't have your imaginary friend. You can't see people that aren't here. You're crazy if you do. So it's harder usually for the males. But it's like he sits there and he knows she's around and he looks up and goes, yeah, okay. I know. I don't believe it, but I know. She says, I will bring you strength. So anytime that you think you need a little extra strength in any situation, whatever Mom would have been good at with her advice, when she was here, just sit down and talk to her. I promise you 1,000% she can hear you, she can see you. Sit down and talk to her and ask her. They cannot override your free will choice, so you need to ask for the help, and then you have to be willing to accept whatever is brought forward, or she might just bring you the energy, some strength energy, and you might all of a sudden feel a little bolder, or you might feel bolder when you wake up the next morning, or whatever kind of strength it is that you're asking for at the time. They can seriously help with that. She got quiet. Hang on. Well, I thought she was done. She goes, no, I don't want to close this out without telling her. Just because I gave you some advice, don't take it as I am not over the moon proud of you, over the top love you, to the stars and back, forever and ever. Amen. Don't think that I am picking on you, criticizing you. Absolutely, that is not it. I'm trying to help. And she goes back to the pretty. I want to help you feel pretty. So if you have trouble thinking of yourself as pretty, ask her for help. Ask her for help. Ask her to help put images in your head or thoughts in your head, or like when you go to sleep at night, say, while I'm asleep, Mom, could you help give me a pretty dream, or where I think pretty about myself. She's kind of big on that right now. She says, I don't want you to think that I think less of you or I think down on you. She says, because I couldn't be any more proud of you and in love with you, which is kind of a weird way for a mom to put it, but that's what I'm just repeating what she's saying. And don't forget that I love you and I will always be here to help you. Always. It's what moms do. And she's going back to the tapping the fingernail on the table. So listen for that. I want you to know how beautiful you are. And I always thought so, but maybe didn't express it enough. She's kind of sing-songing Be My Baby. It's a song, but I don't recognize if she's just kind of making it up or if it's actually a song. You might Google Be My Baby or YouTube or see if what song might come up. If it is a song, it'll be an older song. It won't be like a new headbanging or rock and roll or anything like a newer song, because that's the way they come across to me. They usually pick out songs that I know, and I'm old. Because if they sing the new songs, I won't get it. But I'm not getting this one for sure. Anyway, she says, don't forget you are divinely loved. Over the moon and back. With that, she's going. She's doing it this way instead of blowing the kiss. She's doing it this way. And with that, she's leaving. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace out.